Guess who's back? Hallo mijn studenten, hoe gaat het? And today we are going to talk about the O sound. But really quick before we do that, I am active on Instagram now. You can follow me at Cat's Dutch Classes. The link is in the description. And if you want to book a class with me, feel free to fill out the contact form I have there, and I will contact you to do our first class together. Okay, so let's get into it. The O sound. The O sound. This one is a little bit difficult for some students, not for all of them. It's a sound that exists in other languages, unlike the O or the A, right? So the O sound also exists in German, in which it is written with like the O and then the umlaut above it, or in French, where you have like the E and the U together, just like in Dutch, actually it's the same spelling. So that is the O sound. Now, how do we create this sound? The sound simply exists of two sounds combined together, so it's a diphthong, and it consists of, first of all, the E. I've done a YouTube video about the E before. A lot of you very smart subscribers pointed out that this is like the schwa sound. In the video, I explained it as the unemphasized E sound, such as, for example, in fallen, fallen. So that is the sound. So that's where we're going to start. And then the second part of the sound is again like in A and in A, the Dutch W. Okay? Now, the Dutch W, I've done another video on the Dutch W, the V, and the F, which would be great if you check that one out too. Please do so. But a very quick and easy tip to pronounce a Dutch W without doing woo is to take your finger, put it in between your teeth, not your lips, but your teeth. Okay, so put it here and just go woo, woo, and that is the Dutch W. So it's not woo and it's not v, but it's ooh. Okay, so there you go with the Dutch W sound. So the O sound is created in a combination of those two. O. Okay, now that we've got that covered, let's talk about how we can transition from a consonant into the O sound, because that can be difficult as well, sort of depending on the consonant. So let's start with one of the most popular O words in Dutch. I'm sure you've heard of leuk before, right? It means fun, leuk, or nice, sort of depending on the translation or like the context. Yeah, okay, so leuk. Okay, so you have a consonant or a letter before the O sound and you have a letter after, right? So you go from le, so make sure to transition between the L and the O sound, le, and then the last part is ook. Okay, so in this part, again, you want to practice with that Dutch W sound. Again, you can place your finger in between your teeth, ook, leuk. Does that make sense? So try and have a play around, you know. Sometimes you need to practice your transitions, especially if it's difficult after a certain letter. A lot of students might struggle with the R. So for example, let's take the word reus, right, which means giant, reus. As I've said in my video about the Dutch R before, you can use either the r or the r or the r. I can't really do the last one very well. But like in Dutch, it doesn't matter as long as you don't say rose, then I'm happy. Okay, so pick whatever R you want to go with. It really does not matter. And so practice rose. Okay, do the same thing with whatever R you're going with, right? So you can also do this with the rose. So first you practice going into the right? Like learning a language, and especially learning the Dutch pronunciation, because Dutch is like a full body workout, right? It's like going to the gym, okay? Just like when you go to the gym and you learn a new exercise, you need to practice your form, you need to do the exercise slowly and allow yourself the time to do that. please, okay? Don't go and just be like, okay, raus, whatever, that's it. No, that's not how it works. Well, I mean, you can if you want to, like there's no one to stop you, but you're not gonna pronounce the word correctly, okay? So if you really wanna get rid of that incorrect O pronunciation, just do it my way, okay? Rose, if that's necessary, yes? Okay, so another thing that I wanted to mention is, and I wanted to make another video on this, and that's how the sound, or like especially a vowel sound, can change depending on whether it ends on an R or an L. So for example, the word kleur, as you can see, it ends on an R, and like I've said in the R video, you can either pronounce it kleur, like I am because I'm a lazy millennial, or kleur, or kleur. It does not matter. It's all the same thing in Dutch. But when you pronounce that, like with whichever R you want to use, you can hear that it's not exactly the same sound. I'm not saying kleur because that's just too much for my mouth to go through. I don't know, like I don't make the rules, okay? That's just what we do. So it sounds more like kleur. It sounds as if the sound has been shortened. So that's what happens when a word ends on or a sound ends on an R or an L. There's a tendency to shorten the sound in some cases, and I can make another video on that as well. Okay, so now that we've got all that out of the way, let us continue with a sentence like we always do for our pronunciation videos. And the sentence is going to be: De leuke reus leunt in de keuken. Okay, one more time slowly. De leuke reus leunt in de keuken. The cute giant is leaning in the kitchen. I don't know, like they're all O sounds. There you go. This is a sentence. De leuke reus leunt in de keuken. Alright, that's it from me for today. Feel free to contact me on Instagram to book a class. You can fill out the form and also follow me there and subscribe and like the video. Please support my channel because that's how I get more popular and that's what we want to be. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Goed gedaan en tot ziens. Doei doei!